welcome or welcome back to Rosewater Bulldogs. Today's topic is what to look for in a dog food or a puppy supplement. Okay, so we're shopping for food and we're gonna start with the infants, like our beautiful puppy that we had with us earlier. If you're looking for puppies, you can go to rosewaterbullies.com and pick out your puppy, reserve him today. He is still available, that was Montana. So with puppies, obviously mom's milk is gonna be the best bet. So you wanna keep them on mom's milk, make sure mom's milk is producing. You gotta check her, make sure she's healthy, make sure she's producing, make sure she's eating a lot. Their intake of food will increase a lot, and it's okay because the more they're eating and drinking, that helps that milk production. The mom should be given puppy food, a dry puppy food and a wet puppy food, and we're gonna go over some of that because it's what you're gonna give a puppy. So for the newborn, you wanna have a supplement on hand. Sometimes you might have a puppy that's not gaining enough with mom, so you wanna make sure you have a good supplement. You can ask your vet. Your vet's gonna know what's best. And you may be familiar just from others or just watching this video. S-Black is what we've used. We've used it with a couple litters and it works very well for us. Again, it's for a puppy that just needs a little extra if they're not getting enough from mom. And then when you start weaning them, you're gonna need a supplement to mix in with the dry food and the wet food. Once they start getting to that point of weaning, you wanna give them a wet food. Should be the same wet food that you're mixing with mom's food. We use the Royal Canine Mousse, but again, any puppy canned food that your vet has recommended is fine. So make sure you stick with that. As your puppy is weaning, you're gonna have that mushy food that's gonna get drier as they progress. So by the time that they're ready to be moved into their new home, they're on that good dry food that you can recommend to the new owners when you go from there. Okay, so now we're shopping for a dog that's for a puppy or under a year old. So let's say you get a puppy from a breeder, such as rosewaterbullies.com, then you just ask that breeder, what kind of food are they on now? And if that's a brand that you're comfortable with, then stick with it. If it's working, the dog seems to have healthy stools, doesn't seem to have any issues with skin, seems to be a happy, healthy puppy, then why not? Just stick with that. If you already are pretty, connected to a brand that you already are giving another dog you may own, or maybe a previous dog you've owned, just make sure you're mixing that food. A lot of times the bag will tell you how much you have to mix in. Some brands, it's very specific. I know Blue Buffalo is very specific on how you portion that food when you're mixing it. So just pay attention to that. If you're really completely clueless as to what kind of food you use, or you're not really comfortable with what the breeder or the previous owner was using, ask your vet. Your vet typically can give you a pretty good recommendation. So we've used a variety of different puppy foods or dog foods, and this is both for puppies and adults, but we've used Blue Buffalo, we've used Iams, we've used Purina One. So it really is gonna be what works for your puppy, what works for their digestive system, because for a puppy, they're growing. It needs to be something that's gonna be healthy in their stomach. And I like to look for wholesome foods, so we'll get into that with the adult dogs as well. But consult with your vet and consult with whomever you're purchasing the puppy from. If you happen to get a stray, then you really just ask the vet that you take them to. They'll be able to advise you. My first dog was a stray, and that was the best way for me to handle them. Okay, so now we're shopping for dog food for older dogs or over a year. So the first thing I wanna make sure I bring up, because you've probably seen this sitting here in front of me the whole time, is make sure you have the right dog bowl for your dogs. We really like the higher dog bowls. Now we have primarily bulldogs, but we also have labs, we have mutts, but these nice little handy raised dog food bowls, this one has a water bowl and a dog food bowl. They're just better for the dog's neck, better for their shoulders. With bulldogs, it's really good because they're already low to the ground, but it does help prevent them from leaning over too much. And then for a big dog, it just prevents them from struggling as they're eating. So when you're shopping for the dog food for an older dog, if you've had the dog since they were a puppy, it makes perfect sense just to gradually bring them up to the adult food. Sticking with whatever ingredients that you've been using. If they do well with chicken, you keep with the chicken. If you want to mix it up, just make sure you mix that food between the chicken and the beef if you get beef the next time. We like to look for wholesome ingredients, meaning real meat or real protein versus the fake meal or just not wholesome ingredients. We really try to find the wholesome ingredients. We've gravitated more to a grain-free food. We've had a dog that had some sensitive skin, and our vet recommended a grain-free. It's really good to consult with your vet on what's working with your dog, because a lot of times if they're having any issues, whether it's skin issues, bowel issues, even sometimes their movements, it has to do with their food. Their food can really help cure all those. As your dog ages, make sure you're giving them the appropriate food for their age, because you will see some food that's for 7+ or seniors. As your dogs age, they may start to have joint issues, and there is food that have the supplements in them to help with joints. So shopping for your dog food, number one bet is ask your vet. Make sure that you're going with their guidance, their advice, or if you've had them as a puppy, just keep with that same brand. But don't be so scared to switch brands if your dog is having a problem, whether it's a bowel problem, skin problem, joint problem. We have had to change brands midstream just because we've noticed our dog has had a joint issue, or we noticed that their skin's breaking out, or we noticed that they're having loose bowels. It's okay. Consult with your vet and then make that switch. Just make sure you're blending the food, because that does make it easier on the stomach during the transition. Some great ways to go shopping looking for food, but I hope that this helped you. Hope that this gives you some guidance and direction. Thank you for joining us at Rosewater Bulldogs. And if you're looking for a puppy, don't forget to stop at our website, rosewaterbullies.com. To Rosewater Bulldogs. Today's topic.
I swear. Oh my God.
Hi, welcome